and I loved Mayapur so much. My service was to do deity worship along with Janani Vaspuru and to look after the Goshala. And my determination was I'm never ever going to leave Mayapur. I just want to stay here eternally. I don't want to leave. And so one fine day, His Grace, well Brahmananda then Swami, who was the GBC for Africa, he came to me and said, "Why are you so happy here in Mayapur? You are only thinking of your own liberation. This is, if you really want the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, you should go to Africa and preach." So he was politicking, right? And he's a GBC, and he was Prabhupada's right-hand man in those days. So I said, "This is Krishna talking to me." I totally accepted it as Krishna's will. But looking back, I should have actually perhaps not seen it in that way. And then Brahmananda then Swami said, "You should go to Africa and preach. And Padmalochan is going. So you go with Padmalochan to Nairobi. And you preach there. Prabhupada wants men to go there." So I was trapped, I couldn't go. And Padmalochan Prabhu, so I got together with Padmalochan Prabhu, we left from Mumbai. So that was my first association with Padmalochan Prabhu. So we went and we stayed in the Nairobi temple for about, he stayed there for about a year. I ended up staying 7 years. And within the first 6 months, 6 temple presidents blew in Nairobi. It was described as a sannyasi's graveyard. So many sannyasis fell down there, and so I went there as a brahmachari. I think Padmalochan Prabhu was also a brahmachari. So, when we first got there, in the first 6 months, Padmalochan was there, Prabhu was there, and we remembered, all these temple presidents. Every month there was a different temple president. So after 6 months, Brahmananda then Swami came to me and he says, "Okay, you be the temple president." He said to me, and I said, "Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to go to the graveyard as well." So, and I went in front of the deities, Radha Banka Bihari, and I said, "Krishna, please help me. I got no idea how to manage a temple." I was, 23 years old. I had no managerial experience, and so here I was just thrown right in. That was the style in that. That's how things worked in the early days of ISKCON. If you were around at a certain place, you got thrown in at the deep end, and you had to, just put your head down and depend upon Krishna. So Padmalochan Prabhu was very supporting, and he said, "Come on, you can do it. You can go for it." So I went in front of the deities, Sri Sri Radha Banka Vihari, and I said, "Please empower me. Please tell me what to do. Please guide me. Please." 40 years later, I'm back here now today, just recalling what happened with Padmalochan Prabhu. And so he went to Vrindavan, did he? Yeah. So Padmalochan Prabhu was a very fiery personality, to say the least. And every personality in Krishna consciousness is very unique. And so when I came back to Mayapur after 40 years, I would confide with Padmalochan Prabhu, and he was one of the few devotees you could get down and talk to him and have a frank talk to him. And he would tell you frankly what he thought of the manager. And what he thought of this manager and that manager. And he was saying, the whole place is corrupt and this and that. I'm saying, whoa, man, that's aparat, Prabhu. You've got to be careful if you say that. But what we've come to find out, that actually there was a lot of truth in what he was saying. A lot of truth. Don't want to get too much into that, but we're seeing that, some of the reservations that he had, that he was very vociferous about. If he had a reservation, he would express it very vociferously, with no compromise, and in front of it, and fearlessly. That was his kind of admirable style, but it was a little too hot to handle. But in Krishna consciousness, there are so many unique personalities. Each one of us has got a unique personality that we would normally otherwise never tolerate. Normally, all of us getting together, we've got probably, in terms of likes and dislikes, we don't probably have a whole lot in common, but what we do have in common is our Krishna consciousness. So, Padmalochan Prabhu was very fond of printing books on his realizations of the Holy Dham, and one book in particular he did of Vrindavan, which is very nice, about the holy places in Vrindavan.
Chintamani Dham.
What's it called?
Chintamani Dham.
It's called Chintamani Dham, is the name of the book. It's very highly recommended you get a copy of that book. The production was always very simple, but the message was very clearly Vrindavan. So on occasions like this, I always kind of wonder, where is Padmalochan right now? The Padma, that living entity that was in that body. What body is he in now?
Wandering on the passes in Gokul.
Yeah. I think that's pretty, see, Prabhupada gives, if we go through all of Prabhupada's instructions and what he says about what does it mean to go back to Godhead, one definition of going back to Godhead that Srila Prabhupada gives is that according to our desire within our heart of having a particular relationship with Krishna, after leaving this body, one of the possibilities of going back to Godhead is that one will go to one of the universes where Krishna's pastimes are being carried out in Gokula Vrindavan, as Pajudanga Prabhu was saying. And then Prabhupada specifically says, and then the devotee gets further training before going back to Goloka Vrindavan. So one going back to Godhead can be an immediate jump to Goloka, but Prabhupada describes it as a first going to a Gokula, and then getting further training in a particular relationship of one's desire to then progress and go back home, back to Godhead. So I always wonder, where is Padmalochan Prabhu now? Is he in Gokula getting further training? Has he, another possibility, some devotees desire to take birth, Janmi Prabhu said. Has he taken that option of taking birth again in the Krishna consciousness movement to again spread the Krishna consciousness movement? Because we're seeing that the devotees who participate in the Krishna consciousness movement, they're not ordinary souls. They suddenly participate in preaching and learning Bhagavad Gita and learning Srimad Bhagavatam like they've done it for many lifetimes. Anyway, so that's, maybe some other devotees have some realizations where exactly he is, but it is all very much dependent upon a devotee's individual desire. That's for sure. If we go through all of Srila Prabhupada's instructions, desire is what determines one's next